Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Islington for the 14th edition of the Internet Retailing Conference. For those of you who've been before, you're probably thinking, thank God we're not at the Novotel anymore. So it's a much more pleasant wander, and it's also nice to see some daylight outside. So we haven't only changed venue, we've also changed up the format a lot. And one of the things that's always been wonderful about our event is the peer nature, where leading retailers come and share their ideas and their insights in a very open format. The feedback we'd had from you is that you'd like to have a faster pace and more talking to each other. So you will notice the round tables, so no more theatres, it's all about discussion today. So we'll have a fast pace of events, keynotes at the beginning of the day, then lots of collaboration, sharing and round tables, and then we'll finish off with some forward-thinking keynotes for the end. So do let us know what you think about the new format. We're all ears. You can catch up with the team. We'll be around all day. We have a stand right to the front, and we would very much love to get your ideas as we keep changing the format to keep pace. And although we talk about regenerate, somehow it feels it's quite a tame word, given all the changes in our industry. In our 14 years, every single year we've said things are changing. But my goodness, what a couple of years we've had with social volatility and change. I think I could be the first person to say Brexit on a microphone today. Love it or loathe it. I think my opinions are well known on it. The change and uncertainty that's forcing on us is significant. Across the pond, our cousins in the US are doing their own bit to destroy every bit of stability and consensus we thought we had. Currencies are following, short-termism is rife. And in our business, a number of the formats that we thought were solid since our childhoods are starting to disintegrate. We've seen a number of our leading retailers have their actual survival challenged. It's one thing to talk about, oh, the digital revolution is sweeping things away, and everyone loves change when we're the ones driving the change. But to see the impact in our sector on hundreds of thousands of colleagues, of workers, of businesses, of brands, is, I think, a sobering moment to assess the skills we need to go forward, and more importantly, the values that we have as individuals and as retailers that will make us stand out and be sustainable in what looks like another couple of fun years. But even as we say this, we've been researching the top 500 retailers and brands in Europe for the last few years. And what's pleasing is that in the 2018 edition of the EU Top 500, the whole index has become more capable and better. There is no single metric across all of our measurements that hasn't improved. And so we have a world where the best retailers are forging ahead, even in these times of change. So it's in that spirit of both expertise and turbulence that I welcome you to the day's proceedings. Now, one of the nice things about opening as chair is that I have to do zero work, but benefit from the work of others. So a few thank yous are in order. Obviously, thanks to our sponsors. Also, our chairs, the people who will be chairing round tables, giving of their time. People do this free of charge to give back to our community of peers. So I really do want to thank those. I'd like to thank Stuart Barker, who is the Director of Internet Retailing Events. I can just see him at the back. Stuart took over earlier in the year and has really built a great team and is forging ahead. Many of you will have spoken to Carl Goodman, who is our one-of-a-kind exemplary conference programmer. He's done an absolutely fantastic job. And the guys at the AV desk who will be helping us out and keeping things moving all day. So a big thank you to those and the ones I've also rudely forgotten. My apologies. But there's one gentleman I wanted to quickly introduce you to. We'll hear more from him later today. But it would just be nice if Sean Bennett from our headline sponsor could just welcome you as well. Sean.
Sorry about the shock first thing in the morning, my face on a big screen there, but just wanted to take a few minutes to welcome everyone to the conference. My name's Sean Bennett. I run our consumer markets at Shape Security, and we're delighted to be involved in bringing the event together and being the headline sponsor. For those who don't know Shape Security, we're heavily involved in helping large retailers know their visitors to a much greater degree, so that they can look to prioritize the good, they can block the bad, and they can deal more closely with the sometimes ugly. So we'll be going into more of that later on in a talk that we're doing this afternoon, just after the stream sessions. We're also sponsoring the after-event drinks, which will be just off-site at the Fox on the Green, I think, is the venue. So I look forward to engaging in the conversation and meeting everybody today. Thank you for the time, and we'll speak later.
Great. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you, Sean. And I think you didn't mention that you have a session this afternoon as well, just before the final keynote. So we will see more of Sean during the day. So thanks for that. I'm sure none of us are the bad and the ugly. We're all the good. And one of the people who's definitely good and is going to kick us off, which is very brave of him. Time to roll into our first session. Now, it's an absolute pleasure to invite to the stage from Shop Direct, the one, the only, Derek Harding, CFO and former interim CEO. Derek, come join me on stage.